Hi, this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. No proper Sunday chat today, but what I'm going to do instead so that there's something posted is yesterday, Hannah's down for the weekend. Yesterday we went to the Orchid Society garden party, which went off really well. It was cloudy but nice, didn't rain, that was good, since it's an outdoor thing. It's all in the name, you know, garden party. And my friend Alan, who was, Alan and his wife Sue were the host, and Alan's one of our best growers. And I filmed in the greenhouse, and because there was nobody else there, because we got there early, I filmed it on my own. So I've talked my way round another person's growing area for a change. So instead of looking at any of my stuff today, the clips that I took in Alan's greenhouse, I'm going to add them onto this introduction, and that's the video for today. Hannah and I have done some work outside. We've started on the shed. So some of the shed has had some of the stain added to it. We've put the piece of wood up to hold the fence up. That's done now, so the piece of string across the garden's gone. And I will film something along those lines, but we had to get out of the garden. The sun came round and it's incredibly hot out there today. Hannah gets busting headaches if she gets too warm, migraine type things, and I overheated, which is rare for me. So basically tomorrow I will put some more stain on the shed, and I'll do it nice and early in the day while it's still cool, hopefully. If it's too warm I won't, I'll leave it another day, but I'm hoping to get some more stain on the shed. And Hannah's done a bit of pruning around the garden as well, but again, it just got too hot. We had to come in. We had to come in where it's cool indoors. So anyway, that's the video today. And it's just a reminder that in the next day or two, there will be a video on the Gardening Channel showing, what's going on with the shed. The stain is not the same as the colour that's already on there. It's a little bit brighter, but I was told, I don't mind you doing the shed and the fence as long as it's forest green, and it says forest green on the tin, so the fact that it's a slightly different colour, I don't care. I'll take a picture of the tin if necessary, but yeah, we've made a start on it. So and I have decided I am going to felt this side of the roof and tidy up the whole look of that corner of the garden. It should make a lot of difference, but it does look a little bit of a mess out there at the moment. The plant tubs are all over the place, because I had to get access to the shed. The bench had to be moved and everything, and it's all staying where it is until I've finished coating up the shed. And the felting of the shed doesn't need, all I need to do is stand on the bench and get up on the roof and put the strips of felt on. I'm going to get a staple gun to do that with. I was going to hire one, but the big sort of industrial type staple gun that you would hire is quite expensive, where I can buy one a lot cheaper than that, and then I've got I've got it permanently then. So anyway, that's what today is. It's the clips that I took in Alan's greenhouse. Because he had lots of visitors come in, he tidied up. So it looks quite tidy in there. Last time I filmed in Alan's greenhouse, you had a job to get in the door, because the plants came in from both sides. You had to sort of go like that to get down the path, whereas this time there's some in bloom, there's some plants in bloom, no names, I just filmed what was there and had a look round and a chat about, sort of his setup and things like that. So and I'll see you next time. Thanks for dropping by. Right, we got here early at Alan's so that I can get in and film the greenhouse, and before people start visiting, basically. So we'll wander in and see what we can find, if we can get in the door. Oh, looks like he might have had a tidy up. That's because he's got visitors coming. Now, this is difficult to film in because everything's is really close in, if you see what I mean. And obviously I can only stand so far back because there's only so much walking room. And as you can see, his plants go very deep, and when we get into the next place, there's 2 layers. How on earth he waters them all, I really don't know. And obviously he doesn't pick his plants up very often, and yet he still grows incredibly good plants. This is one of Wessex's best growers.
This is a sort of bit of speciality for him. He actually grows very good paphs and frags. Well, you can just see the sheer number in here. But in amongst the paphs and frags is other stuff. You know, like there's dendrobiums at the back. You'll find cattleyas tucked away and vandas and all sorts of things, plus an absolute multitude of vandas and draculas. I mean, I don't know what this is, but I would say was, because whatever it was in flower not that long ago. It lives in a bucket. Yeah. It's a nice frag there. But yeah, buds all over the place. With this number of plants, obviously when a show comes up, Alan has always got plants for a show because of the sheer number of plants he's actually got. So there's always something in bloom, so he always manages to get something into the shows. But yeah, well, we'll just have a look round. As I said, there'll be a lot of stuff in here, and I don't know what it is actually, but we'll just have a walk through. I think he must have got rid of some plants. He doesn't seem to have anywhere near as many as he used to have. So I know last time I came in here to film, the plants were encroaching in the pathway. You couldn't walk down through without brushing against plants, if you see what I mean. But he has the ability to have two separate sections. It's two linked greenhouses, so the door does actually close, so he could have two distinct temperature ranges or two different humidity levels, but he does have that sort of level of control. But this section up here is mostly his paphs and frags, looking at it. So yeah, some good sized plants around. It looks like a Phalaenopsis type dendrobium, looking at the shape of the buds and the way it's coming out the top of the cane. But I'm reasonably certain Alan's taken on some plants from somebody else recently, so he might have some, you know, poor plants in here that he's trying to recover, rescue, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I would imagine this section he keeps cooler, possibly, I don't know, given that this is a mass of Masdevallias here. So you should just look at the sheer number of plants. Look at the number of pots of Masdevallias. So there's always going to be something in bloom. And then these are probably Draculas down here. So, but yeah, we'll have a look at some of these. We'll look at some of the blooms. We can get in close to some of them. So if you look at how far away those pots are, I can only reach to there. So I wouldn't even be able to pick those pots up. I'd have to get steps or something. But his shelving is so wide, and yeah, he keeps everything in trays. So but yeah, it's oh, and of course you do have to look up, otherwise you miss things like that. Zygopetalum, I presume, of some sort. I can't think what else it is. I'm not looking round for tags to find plant names. I'm not mucking about like that, although everything is probably going to have a label on it of some sort. They'll all be named. But, you know, I like the way that the Draculas hang down from the shelving, so that they're sort of shaded, and obviously the spikes can hang down then. And we can see a few spikes hanging down here, blooms to come. Yeah, an assortment. There's an Odont here, Masai Red. I used to have that one, that particular one. Yeah, there's a bit of a mixture when you get up the end, and there's some absolute giant plants. These are, I forget what these are called. Can I see a tag? Thunia or something, possibly. As I say, there's some Cattleya types mixed in here as well. And there's a nice phylogeny out over there. I might be able to zoom in on that. You can have a closer look at that. As I say, it's pot luck when you come to Alan's. What's in bloom is just pot luck. You know, it's whatever's out at that particular time. And I mean, that's how it is with shows, isn't it? You know. Oh, look what I've just spotted. First of all, I've just spotted this. Mainly because I brushed against it. That's a Dracula of some sort. It's, in fact, I can see the tag. It's Dracula. Platycrater. Looks like. I mean, that's got 2 blooms hanging down, another couple of spikes here, another spike up here, another spike here, another 2 here, another one there. So that's coming into bloom, giving it a good try. We've got a little pinguicula here, and that I recognise. There's another few over there in bloom. And then there's all these giant plants over here that are, or whatever they are, they could be, oh, I can't even think. But yeah, he grows a hell of a variety of plants. Some look like bamboo bushes. But how he ever gets at these plants to pick them up and water them, I really don't know. The only thing I can think of is that a lot of the time they get dealt with a sprayer on the, you know, a lance, so that he can reach through and water them that way, because he hasn't got a sprinkler system as far as I know. I was just having a look. I don't see any sprinkler system up on high, so he must have to water them manually. But I could ask, I suppose. The idea is I'm filming before everybody else gets here, and as soon as I get out, I think Hannah wants to look round as well. She's out there chatting at the moment. But yeah, I mean, if you look at from here, that's as far as I can reach. So you've got this huge sea of plants here. Well, that's a Lycaste. You can see the tag on that one. Probably a lot of those are that. So, yeah, a vast array of plants, a really good display of the Spanish moss. That obviously grows well in here. I was just having a look at electrics. Obviously there's a stat over there that runs round to here, which is thermostat control, so that there's a heater somewhere. Well, there's a little heater down there, which this time of year I doubt if that even kicks in. Oh, look what I've just spotted. I'll see if I can pick it up. What I want to be able to do, if I can, is pick up the pot and hang it, and then we can have a look at the bloom, because I'll have a hand free. Is this Vampiria? Yeah. It's one of the larger Draculas. These are one of the annoying Draculas. This is one where you get some lovely blooms and you take them to a show and they just wilt because the change of atmosphere, you know, they lose their humidity and they just wilt and you lose the blooms. So you very rarely see these at shows because you're almost, you know, having to admit that your blooms are going to be lost while they're on display at a show. But yeah, I was hoping one of those would be out. Vampira. Tuck that back where it goes. That'll get knocked off before the end of today with all the people coming and going. Right, I can't see anything else that's actually in bloom at the moment. This is all his water that he keeps in here to get it up to temperature, and there's the answer to watering. He obviously does use a sprayer to be able to get at all the plants. My worry is that I would have to say I'm not experienced enough to know when to water without handling my plant. You know, each plant I water, I pick it up. So I'm looking at it, I'm looking at the media through the pot sides and everything, to tell whether it actually needs watering or not. Obviously that can't be done with all these plants up the back there. So yeah. So there we go, that's Alan's setup. As I say, he's one of our better, there's all his chemicals and feeds and stuff like you have. and this has been well and truly tidied since the last time I came here. Perhaps somebody said your greenhouse looks scruffy and he's had a go. Not quite sure what this is. It looks like an epidendrum of some sort. Following it down to the plant itself, it does look like an epidendrum. Oh, it's got a tag. Yeah, epidendrum capricornu. So it's a lovely little delicate species. Yeah, and we'll end on that. It's just a quick look round at somebody else's setup, because I suspect a lot of you are fed up with looking at mine. And obviously my number of plants doesn't even come anywhere near this. I got him to count once and he said there's about 800. So my 150 doesn't even come close, does it? But I couldn't manage this number of plants. I wouldn't be able to do it. But Alan's a grower. He's one of those people you would say green-fingered, because if you give him anything, he'll either poke it in the ground or poke it in a pot or poke it in a tray and it'll grow. Doesn't matter what it is. You know, he's just one of those people that he'll grow whatever he gets hold of. So there we go. Something a bit different. He also lives by the railway track. That's what that was whizzing past. Right, see you next time. Bye for now.